Zimbabwe's parliament passed a law that prohibits citizens from criticizing the government. 2 months before it holds presidential elections, lawmakers approved the so-called Patriotic bill and sent it for assent by the Senate. Offenders who engage in unpatriotic conduct or bad-mouthing the state can have their citizenship revoked, be imprisoned for 20 years, and even face the death penalty, even though capital punishment hasn't been administered in the country for the past 2 decades. Here's a report from Harare.
On the 23rd of August, Zimbabwe will hold its presidential and parliamentary elections. This was announced by President Emmerson Mnangagwa amid speculation that it could be postponed.
My government has put measures in place to ensure free, fair, and credible elections.
The country's parliament, however, had other ideas. Even before the campaigns could be officiated, parliamentarians tabled, debated, and passed a bill that prohibits citizens from criticizing the government. The Patriotic bill criminalizes acts that damage the sovereignty and national interest. In the most extreme cases, violators can face up to 20 years in prison. Offenders also run the risk of citizenship being revoked and a death penalty. Authorities say the bill is modeled on US's Logan Act and it ostensibly promotes patriotism. Passage of the bill has left Zimbabwe's opposition parties outraged.
What they are criminalizing is differing opinion against ZANU-PF and a different opinion from Mnangagwa himself, who is a presidential candidate for ZANU-PF. And this happens at the edge of an election, showing without any doubt that the envelope of reform is being done by ZANU, contrary to what they put, particularly in the international community.
Many argue that the bill bans anyone from criticizing the government, at a time when rights groups and opposition parties are already complaining of a clampdown.
They want to be seen to be hardliners, so they want this law to try and put fear in the hearts of the electorate, in the hearts of the opposition, by using this bad law, which is coming on the eve of an election.
The new legislation provides, among other things, for the punishment of those who actively take part in meetings where sanctions or a trade boycott against Zimbabwe are discussed. The bill is the latest in a series of moves that critics say aims to shut down dissenting voices in the run-up to the elections. The law will now go to the Senate. 80-year-old Mnangagwa, who replaced strongman ruler Robert Mugabe in 2017 after a military-led coup, is seeking a second term in August. His main challenger is Nelson Chamisa, a 45-year-old lawyer and pastor, who leads the recently formed CCC party and narrowly lost to Mnangagwa in 2018.
Any voters' fraud that is not credible will not be accepted and will not accept it. And I know some will say, are you going to boycott election? We will not boycott ourselves. We are the elections. The people of Zimbabwe are and have the rights. They are the ultimate authority when it comes to what should happen.
Earlier this year, civic activists voiced fears of irregularities after an analysis of electoral boundaries redrawn ahead of the vote showed some wards to be located in Antarctica. All eyes are now on the upcoming polls, as the southern African country has a history of violent and disputed elections. Bureau Report, WION World is One.